So in 324, Constantine defeated Licinius and he controls the whole empire. But there was a big problem that Constantine had now that he controlled everything. And it was a nasty heresy that had emerged called Arianism. Arius was a presbyter in the church in Alexandria in Egypt. And Arius heard Alexander of Alexandria preach a sermon, he was the bishop of Alexandria, preach a sermon on the Trinity, in which Alexander promoted the idea of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, each being co-eternal and equal and so forth, and that they were three separate people. Okay. Arius simply couldn't fathom this, and he thought that it was a great corruption of the idea of God, and he insisted on a strict monotheistic view of God. And so Arius began to teach that there was a time when Jesus didn't exist. There was when he was not, he would say. That Jesus Christ did not exist eternally with the Father. And so Christ was a creature who was created like any other creature and came into being. And so this is going to create an enormous conflict within the church, to the point where everyone, everywhere, down on the street level, is debating this and fighting over it, okay? I mean, kind of like some of the political squabbles we have today, where, you know, it just seems to go down to the common level, you know, on the street. And this was dividing the empire, and Constantine didn't like it. Constantine wanted his empire to be united religiously. And so, in 325, Constantine calls a critical council called the Council of Nicaea, which is now called the First Ecumenical Council of the Church. And he invites bishops from all over Christendom, the Christian world, to come to Nicaea to debate this question and to come to a solution. And various proposals were set forward, but the idea that Jesus Christ was the same substance as the Father, the homoousios, was the idea that triumphed that day, or at that council. And so this entails that Christ is co-eternal with the Father. Out of this council also comes the Nicene Creed. Now, a creed which all Orthodox Christians everywhere affirm. But one of the problems were that the Arians did not go home happy, and they didn't just give up. Arians are going to become quite aggressive and even violent in some cases, and they're going to persist for several centuries after this. But by 381, another council will convene, and over this exact same problem, to finalize this, that the homoousios view of Christ is the Orthodox view. Okay, so in 330 he founds Constantinople, as I said, and that becomes the new Rome, and will remain the kind of the center of the Roman Empire. If you listen to the way the Byzantines interpret it, all the way up until the fall of Constantinople in 1453. Okay. But anyway, old Rome is going to start to decline now, because again, all the administrative offices have left, the emperor and the empire and all of his administrative officials have left, and so old Rome will start to decline in population and in infrastructure and so forth and so on. And eventually, it's thought that this is one of the main reasons why the Western Roman Empire will finally fall in 476. There were other contributing factors, which we'll look at in just a minute. But that decline in the fall of Rome is one of the great questions of the ages, is why did Rome fall?